Hello everybody, Kaiser here. Ooh, what was that? Oh, there's someone ruining my intro shot. Screw you. But as I was saying, welcome back to my Crown of the Eldying King DLC run through. Oh, we've got a chest over here. Oh no. These guys are actually kind of bullshit. They can like levitate their great bows up above this little fence and sort of above any other obstacles. So you got to watch out for that. I think that enemy type is called Possessed Armor. Sorry for the quick edit there, I just did a bunch of inventory management, which you don't need to see. Also, I'm sorry about the audio quality in the last video. I'm still kind of getting used to this new microphone. It's a lot more sensitive, so I think I'm going to have to start using, I think it's called like the normalize feature in Audacity, just to make the volume kind of more level so that there's no big sort of volume spikes and the audio all distorts. So hopefully that should be fixed. Okay, onwards. The path kind of branches in a couple of ways here. We can go back to that tower we saw earlier, or we can kind of across that sort of chain, or we can kind of go... Wait, no, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I am getting ahead of myself. Sorry, yeah, this is the only way forward pretty much at this point. Okay, so it looks like we can't use that elevator yet. That's cool. Channel us in one direction. And we definitely can't go there. Oh, that looks like an elevator. Alright. Okay. FromSoft says, go in this direction. Got a ladder there. Water pots. Bit of a hint. I mean, this is the fire DLC. Water pots are probably a good idea. What have we got? Oh, we got one of these guys. Hello. Oop. Oh, okay. There's trapdoors. And it looks like enemies can activate the trapdoors as well. So that means we can kind of, I don't know, trap them, I guess. Alright. Oh, this door here, you can actually open it. There's just barrels stacked on the other side. It's not like a key or anything. So if you get a weapon and you like attack the door, you can destroy the barrels on the other side and you can go through. There's nothing really on the other side, just an enemy that you can kill to make the next section a little bit easier. But it's not really essential. And here we see possessed armor that's not yet possessed. They actually put a bunch of those throughout the DLC, just lying on the floor. Those possessed armor sets, and only some of them come to life. I don't know, it's a bit of a troll maybe. It kind of gets old after they do it the first couple of times. So let's deal with these guys. What you're kind of, quote-unquote, supposed to do for this area is herd them all to fall down those trapdoors into the room below where there were a bunch of really tough enemies, and then blow them up with a firebomb and kind of kill all the enemies in the room below. That's sort of what you're supposed to do. Or I guess no, that's only one way you can do it. See, that trapdoor there. That's one way you can do it. Another way is you can get a bit of a sniper angle from the top of this ladder here, and you can take out the enemies using, you know, magic or arrows or poison or whatever. That's another way. Or if you're just a badass, you can kind of go hell for leather and just take everything out in melee. But here I've made a tactical retreat to survey the situation. So we got more of those brass armor dudes. We've got a giant dude with a club who... okay, he looks like he kind of farts lava. He might have been hitting the Indian food a bit. Poor guy, I sympathize with him. And it looks like we've got another one of those Ashen Idols off to the right, which is probably going to buff everything in the room with kind of the extra Ashen armor, which will make it even more of a bitch to get through. Tricky. Let's see, do they aggro on us right away? No, it looks like there's an archer guy as well. That's very annoying. Okay, okay. Fuck it, let's go and try and destroy this thing. Yep, there's the buff. Smelter wedge. No! No, we were so close. If we'd started the animation for pushing in the smelter wedge, that swing would have done nothing. Oh shit. Oh god, we got ganked. Damn it. This DLC seems to love putting you in enclosed rooms with bunches of enemies that are often buffed. And then, yeah, I guess you've got to try to either deal with the ambush kind of really tactically, or just be a really strong character and take them all out, I suppose. Bit of an edit there, I was just kind of exploring a little. But we can only go one way. Down here. You. Fall off. I was kind of hoping that would kill him, actually. Oh well, because, you know, the last thing we need is more enemies roaming around in that clusterfuck of a room. And that's the door that you need to break the barrels to open. So, you have to go this way. There we go, past the possessed armor that actually isn't possessed. And that's kind of annoying, the door stays shut. It's annoying having to open doors, it takes like 5 seconds. Oh my god. There we go, he fell through. It kind of took me a while to figure out sort of what gets these guys to, or rather I should say how to kite these guys. It seems that they want to run away from you initially, but if you attack them, then they'll chase you. So if you want them to fall down that trapdoor, lock onto them, and you've just kind of got to herd them like a sheepdog does. Sort of push them in the direction you want them to go. Now, what we do here, there was a very helpful message that said sniper spot, so we're going to completely cheese these guys with poisoned arrows. And since this is going to take a while, I'll try to think of something interesting to talk about. I know, let's talk about Destiny. It's kind of, I think it's been out for maybe a week or two now. I know a few of my friends have it. I'm PC only, so I can't get it. I think they have it on PS4, I think. And they talked to me a bit about kind of the, I think it was the beta or the demo that was out maybe a month or two ago, and they were kind of raving about it. And I know I'd sort of kept up to date with Destiny news, just because, you know, it's Bungie. I loved the Halo games on the Xbox and the 360, so I was like, oh cool, they're doing something new. I hope they succeed. I think I watched Frankie on PC in 1080p did a bit of a playthrough of one of the demo levels, and it looked alright. But having read a couple of user reviews, it kind of seems like reception of the full game has been really mixed. Like, it's been hyped up a lot. There's kind of like Titanfall was actually, like, Titanfall was supposed to be, you know, the COD killer that would change FPS games forever. It was, you know, the old team from Infinity Ward back again to take back kind of the title of best-selling FPS. And Destiny was supposed to be this, like, genre-changing FPS with a persistent world and online that would just be, you know, kind of like this hybrid MMO FPS game that people would sink thousands of hours into. And while I think reviews have been kind of giving it 7s or 8s, a lot of user reviews, or at least kind of there was a thread on overclock.net of people just talking about it, people don't really seem that impressed. Like, one guy said, oh, you know, 6 out of 10, completely overhyped. The levels are just basically you grinding through waves of enemies. It's really, really hard to get good loot. The PvP seems a bit limited at the moment. There's nothing really super original about it. You know, sort of, for a game that was supposed to have kind of MMO elements, there's like no character development, there's no interesting characters, the story isn't really explained. This is just what I've heard as well. I haven't played the game, or really even watched a walkthrough of the game, so I have no idea, you know, whether I would enjoy it or whether it would be true for me or not. But those of you who have played it, I'm interested to hear, you know, how do you feel about Destiny? Do you think it's like amazing? Or is it kind of meh and overhyped like Titanfall was? I'm actually really surprised though that the firebomb that guy threw didn't blow up the little dude with the barrel. Don't want to stand next to these things when firestorm is going off. Now, what is kind of annoying is that you have to be at the front of them to use the smelter wedge. That's kind of annoying. I guess another thing I could kind of talk about is I've kind of been concurrent to doing these voiceovers, watching A German Spy's kind of blind run-through of this DLC. And it's kind of been interesting watching the community's response to him, because he kind of came in, he seemed really negative. He was like, you know, the Dark Souls 2 team, I should say, doing the typical thing of just throwing hordes of enemies at you, kind of lazy design, so on and so on. I think, you know, most people who know A German Spy know his kind of feelings towards Dark Souls 2. There we have Possessed Armor that actually does get up. But after his first video, when he was kind of just, you know, like, meh, this DLC is kind of meh, there was this really big negative response. They're like, Spy, you know, your commentary is usually so upbeat, but you're just taking a dump all over this DLC, you know, what's going on? And I thought it was really interesting the way he defended his position, because I know a lot of people, I suppose I should say YouTube content creators would kind of have the attitude of, they'd basically give the finger to their subscribers. They'd say, fuck you, I'm allowed to say what I want, this is my channel, if you don't like it, get the hell out, no one's making you watch me. But Spy basically said, look, yep, this section's kind of bullshit. Spy basically said, look, you know, these are my opinions of the game, I'm not saying you have to think like me, but, you know, there's no reason why we can't have a calm and logical discussion about the game. You guys don't need to get your panties in a twist because I don't like the game. And he basically said, look, if you really feel that strongly about me being negative about the DLC, just don't watch these videos of the DLC. I don't know, I just felt it was very, I don't know, I guess mature. Because again, I know a lot of YouTubers who would have just said, you know, fuck you all, I can say what I want on my channel, and being kind of aggressive about it. But he handled it very diplomatically would be a good word. Perhaps because he actually works for a government agency. So I suppose diplomacy might come naturally to him. Who knows? It was just interesting. I started off really liking this DLC, and having gotten to the bosses, I was kind of like, because there are some difficult bosses and some difficult sections in this DLC, far more so than Crown of the Sunken King, the last one, and it's kind of made me just go, you know, fuck this DLC, because it's hard, and I've tried it with a lot of different builds. All of them were high-level characters, upgraded gear, and I found it hard each time. Like, the bosses and the sections are tough. I mean, granted, the whole thing with the Souls game is that it's not supposed to be easy at first. You're supposed to take the time to learn all kind of the nuances of the enemy types and what they're weak against and what their moveset is, and then kind of defeat them after your first few tries. But man, parts of this DLC are just tough. And I guess it'd maybe take, I don't know, when I rewatch the footage of it, I guess I can assess more objectively whether they are sort of bullshit sections or whether it is kind of very clever design and I've just come to expect things to be a bit too easy. And here there's a big ambush. There's all these items, there's this kind of ashen ledge, and these brass armored dudes all hop out to ambush you if you try to go in. And that was kind of annoying. You can't snipe down at these guys with a bow when they're right under you, which I thought was kind of bullshit. Because there's no reason why you couldn't aim a bow down there, but yeah, no biggie. Poison all these guys, hooray! Like I said, we're not above cheesing on this channel. Especially not when it comes to Dark Souls. I will cheese as much as I can with poisoned arrows. And it's taking too long, so I got bored and started using dark arrows, which do marginally more damage. I really should have just gone and beaten them all in melee. They're not that tough. It's just I didn't want to go through that, the bullshit kind of gauntlet there with all the fume sorcerers with their lightning orbs. And kind of the, as well as that big room with the big guy in it. And those little explodey guys just before. So I thought, I'm going to be cautious and take my time so I don't die. I think I missed the swing there. That was silly. Know the reach of your weapon, and know how many hits it takes to poise break enemies. Yeah, and that's kind of a nasty ambush. They jump out of this wall, and there's kind of no indication of it. Like in Huntsman's Copse, where the rogues ambush you, you can kind of see them crouching in the grass, and it's possible to, you know, spring the ambush by shooting an arrow at them or something. But here, there's just no indication that they're hiding in these kind of, hiding in the ash here. I mean, I guess on one hand, you should know, okay, there's all these items scattered around, there's probably going to be an ambush, but it's from a very unexpected quarter. I don't know, maybe you could definitely interpret that as just being really good level design, like, you know, a proper ambush. You have no idea where it'll come from. It's very hard to preempt, even though you may have a feeling that something's going to happen. But anyway, here we are in kind of the, what's sort of the hub area of this DLC, because once we activate the elevators, they'll all kind of stop here. Yeah, there's no illusory walls. There's none. And yeah, there's a bonfire here. The elevators all kind of stop here. Oh, we got a nice ring. And yeah, this is where we'll be coming back to, sort of from here on out in the DLC. There's a few branching paths, we can go that way. There's a chain tower we can walk across. There's that door there. Once we get the kind of the item that activates that contraption, there'll be the elevators, and we can go up and we can go down. It'll all get very exciting, I promise. But until then, let's go down here and just explore. Okay, ledge, item. What is this? Raw stone. We don't need it. And here's the kind of chain bridge I was talking about to the other tower. Now, I actually thought there would be a... Oh, no, there's another chain tower we can cross to later where there's a fog gate. And that's what most people would assume is the boss. Oh my god, frame rate. Oh, Jesus, what's happening? Sorry about the edit there, Oh wow, what is up with this frame rate? Oh my goodness. I think DX12 must have been freaking out. Wow. That's not good. That's really not good. And... oh, no, there we go. We're back to normal. Great. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I kind of did a cut because I just kind of went and had a look at that tower, and I ran back to the bonfire and did some inventory management, and you didn't need to see that. But yeah, sorry. I'm not sure why that was all in slow motion. But this is kind of the next area. We've got all these gates we can open. There's barrel dudes, fume sorceresses. There's iron bulls, and a whole crap load of explosive barrels in the middle of this room. Methinks that we're supposed to lure something in here. Oh, one thing that I didn't figure out, but that you can do, is that those bull heads that breathe fire, they are actually on rails and you can move them up and down. But I didn't figure that out, and I just kind of read about it in, I think, the comments on one of Spy's videos. He didn't figure it out either, but yes, they can be moved. It's kind of, I guess if you look closely it's obvious, but you're kind of distracted by all the enemies, so you don't think to look too closely. But they can be moved, or at least so I have read. Yep, kind of opens up into this big area. And that giant dude there with the club is the guy or rather you're supposed to be luring into this room of death. I think I just end up fighting him normally. Probably. Go away, Fume Sorcerer. Oh god, there's two of them. That lightning attack does fairly good damage. Or maybe it's just because we don't have much health or much defense. Oh, that teleport attack is very annoying. It's not enough that they cast AoE lightning strike things at you, or that they have twin daggers. They can teleport as well. What can't they do? Oh well. And they have a fairly decent amount of health too, in defense. They're not like the kind of the necromancers that raise the skeletons, who are very fragile. They can actually do some damage. Oh, one thing to be careful with these guys is their clubs can clip through walls. So just because you're behind a corner doesn't mean he won't be able to hit you. And what makes these guys very annoying to fight is that lava that comes out of their, I don't know what that is, their armpit. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it can stagger you. And it's just annoying because, you know, standard big guy with a slow, kind of heavy attack. Standard Dark Souls combat tactics is to just get behind them and dodge roll under their swings, but the fact that they have lava spewing out from the sides makes it kind of difficult to stay to the side of them. So I suppose they're kind of an interesting enemy type in that respect. Though what does get kind of annoying is that they sort of get thrown at you later on in the DLC, like there's one particular room where there's like, you can trigger 3 of them at once to come after you, which I think is kind of excessive. I probably would have preferred that maybe From gave them more health, but made less of them so they were more challenging to face. And that's the chain tower there where you think, yep, there's a boss behind there. Because it's fairly close to a bonfire, because we'll open up a shortcut in just a sec. And we haven't had a boss yet. So I'm kind of thinking, there's probably a boss behind there. Spoiler alert, there's not. Ha ha ha. That's one thing that kind of disappointed me. I really hoped, because in the first DLC, one of my sort of complaints was that the pacing of the DLC I didn't really like. You know, there are no bosses until, you know, the very end of the DLC, and then there's like 2 bosses, Alana and Sin, straight after each other. And they do the same thing in this DLC. There's like nothing until the very end, and then you've got one boss, and then you can go to a couple of different areas to fight other bosses, but they don't really become available until the end of the DLC. Okay, now let's go the other way. Let's see, that's the shortcut we opened up. Very good. Now let's... Yep, we can get around this. There we go. Let's go the other way. Across to that chain tower. Okay, he spawns in an extremely annoying location, so that means we've got to defeat him every time we want to come here. Okay. Now, let's hope nothing attacks us as we go across this. Run, Forest! Oh no. Dark Spirit! Buff up! Let's go. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Oh no, oh no, there he is. Okay, looks like he's got a great shield. I think that's the Executioner's Lance, or the Chariot Lance, or whatever it's called. Oh god. He does the mock emote. Well, he tore us a new one. Okay. That was a little embarrassing. I thought I would have been able to put up a better fight than that. What are you gonna do? Okay. Let's go back and try that again, shall we? Oh, I guess just a little note about, I guess, a continuing theme with the Black Phantoms in the DLCs is, FromSoft is kind of doing a little commentary on, the Dark Souls 2 player base. Like, you saw, I suppose actually, I shouldn't say with the Black Phantoms, just in general, because the boss at the end of the challenge area in the Sunken King DLC, that was kind of a gank squad, basically. You had, you know, your Giant Dad Havel's build, you had your Katana Dex build, and you had your Troll Mask, kind of ranged attack, annoying rapier build. And that was kind of like, yeah, we know what you community guys are doing, and we're gonna make fun of you. Give you a taste of your own medicine. This kind of continues that, because this guy here, I think his name's Maldron, he's a complete arsehole. Watch this, see? He actually runs away. He will run away from you once he gets down to about, I think, 2/3 of his health. and he'll run down into this fucking tower that curses you, that has enemies in it, and it has these possessed suits of armor that you actually can't kill. The curse kind of keeps them alive, or rather, they act like the skeletons do when there's a necromancer near them. See there? I just killed it, but it's not dead, it'll just resurrect. This tower is a complete arsehole area. Like, it sucks. It's... because we have one of those ashen idols about halfway down that's supplying kind of the curse, and also buffing these guys with the ash buff. And then we have Maldron, who sits right outside, so it makes it hard to get to. But I do probably the smart thing here. I know I'm probably going to die, so I just run straight for this thing. I destroy it so that next time I come, I won't have to deal with the buffs and the curse. And one thing I was kind of freaking out about was that, oh shit, you know, these things drop Nadalia's soul. I kind of figured out at this point that once you collect all the pieces of Nadalia's soul, you get her full soul. And ooh, I've summoned help. There we go. We're going to take out this area together. But that, because once you, like, an item drops and then you die or you leave the area, the item usually despawns. So say I killed an enemy and you dropped a sword, but then I died before I picked up that sword, then when I went back to the area, the sword would no longer be there. So I was like, oh shit, you know, I've died after I've destroyed this Ashen Idol, Nadalia's soul is no longer going to be there. But it's alright, FromSoft very kindly, they had that in mind, they thought of that. Even if you do die or leave the area, the soul will still be there, so you can come pick it up later. My friend's actually a really big help. See, and as you can see, we can both kill these possessed suits of armor, and there's no curse in the tower, and those enemies don't have the Ashen buff. So I stick by what I said before with the Ashen Idols. Your best policy, just run in and kill them, don't worry about dying, just get them out of the way so that the next time you come through, they won't be there and they won't be able to work any shenanigans. And even with two of us, this Black Phantom puts up a pretty good fight. Oh no, he's falling down. And you know, at this point I'm thinking, this tower is so difficult to get through. There must be like, either a very important key at the bottom of it that you need to progress with the area, or like, you know, the mother of all, you know, weapons or armor pieces that'll just, you know, be like God mode. We'll see. Or rather, I should say, you will see. And there we go, we finally kill this sucker. I'm like, yes! Suck on my dick, Maldron. You asshole. Anyway, we come down to this area where there is a single chest. And there's also an ambush! As if all the curse and the buffs and the assholes weren't enough, there is an ambush. Oh, and I'm sorry if you didn't see it, but the weapon you pick up is the Majestic Greatsword. Which is, I was kind of disappointed, it's a bit meh. It's, you know, spoiler alert, basically the sword of Artorias from Dark Souls 1. And it's got kind of a cool, unique moveset to it, if you use it in the left hand. I mean, as far as damage goes, it's alright. It does decent damage. The main thing is if, I don't know, you want to roleplay as Artorias, or maybe for PvP, it kind of can have a bit of an unpredictable moveset, and you know, like I said, it does decent damage for a greatsword. The stat requirements are kind of nuts though. It's something like 24 strength, 20 dex, 20 int, and 20 faith. So you've got to have a high level build to use it. 25, 25, 20, and 20. And the scaling on it isn't even that good, C and D. So in terms of, you know, raw damage, it's pretty meh. But, I don't know. It's Artorias' sword, guys! Get excited! And I'm just so thankful for my friend here. They have done an awesome job helping me out. I guess, you know... Yeah, screw it, no actually, this isn't a walkthrough, this is just a playthrough. I can summon help if I want to. Though you hardcore Souls fans may sneer, we're not above summoning help on this channel. We ain't above that, no. Oh well, and here I am, I'm gonna go tackle that other tower that I see with our friend to help us, whose name... Boria? Sorry, it's really small on the Sony Vegas window. I can't actually read it. You'll be able to read it though when you watch the YouTube clip, and you will know this Valiant Soul's proper name. So here we go, going the other way. I'm actually thinking this is going to be a boss still at this point. And I'm like, oh yeah, I've got a summon with me, this is going to be awesome, we're going to totally defeat this boss. It's not a boss. Here we go, yep, equipping my ring so I can get maximum souls. All in vain, for it is not a boss. And here I'm like, oh, there's no boss. No. Take off my rings. Damn it. Nothing in this room. Oh, actually, speaking of things in rooms, one of the hidden rooms in this DLC that I actually have not found yet, it contains the rest of the Katarina armor. I think the I can't remember whether it's gauntlets and leggings or the chest plate and leggings or what, but it contains more of the Katarina armor. So all you onion bros out there can further fulfill your dream of being an onion bro in Dark Souls 2. These fat guys are assholes. They jump at you. They do good damage. Blocking them takes a lot of stamina. They can also explode. What was his name? Yeah, Boria. That was his name. Baller. Phantom Baller. Baller! Anyway, I kind of missed, initially those, what would you call them, kind of, those tar torches, but you can set them alight, and it was kind of a hint from FromSoft that these guys here can actually also be set alight, which I figured out on my own. You can set them on fire, they become really aggressive, they tend to run at you, and then they explode. Much easier dealing with them that way. You can set them on fire with any fire attack, and the same goes for those kind of, I don't know what you call them, chalices of tar, fountains of tar, torches, whatever. So just attacking them with a fire weapon will set them alight. And here we go, I'm going to use a torch. Light this baby on fire. Burn, baby, burn. It's going to burn now. And there's a lot of these fat guys in this area. Many, many, many fat guys. And there we go, yeah. You can set them on fire just by hitting them with a torch. Which is my preferred method of dealing with them, actually. Since my Watcher Greatsword doesn't seem to do all that much damage to him. But anyway, thank you for watching, and here I will leave you and join you in the next chapter.